Welcome to the virtual tour of the Thomas Dexter Mill in Sandwich, Massachusetts. Grist mills provided an essential service in early American communities, turning grain into meal for baking and cooking. Before Sandwich had its own mill, residents were forced to travel 20 miles and back to Plymouth, often on foot. In 1654, the Thomas Dexter Grist Mill went into operation on Shawnee Pond, which had been dammed for an earlier mill to create power for the water wheel. The Dexter Mill operated continuously for 240 years. The advent of steam-powered engines, larger production mills on major rivers, and railroad transportation all contributed to the eventual demise of the relatively small Sandwich Mill, which closed in 1881. For a while, it was converted to a paper mill, the Sandwich Card and Tag Company, but in 1905, that too shut down. In 1920, the Dexter Mill took on new life as a tea room. Run by Alice Harvey and her 3 daughters, it could not have been situated in a more picturesque location. In the 1950s, when town officials rejected the owner's application for a liquor license, the tea room closed. Over time, Sandwich's empty buildings had begun to deteriorate, but the 1960s brought a revival of interest in historic preservation, and the town began restoring the Hoxie House, also located on Shawnee Pond. At the same time, it purchased the Dexter Mill with the intention of restoring it, too. In a great stroke of luck, a copy of the plans for the Grist Mill's 1654 reconstruction were discovered among town records and served as the basis of the project. Working grist mill fixtures of the period were located in Philadelphia, and reclaimed timbers were sourced throughout New England. The most essential items, 2 millstones each weighing 2,000 pounds, were tracked down in a small French town, La Ferté-sous-Jouarre, northeast of Paris. In 1962, the Dexter Grist Mill's water wheel began turning once again, permitting visitors to witness a 17th century grist mill in operation. The mill may not look very high-tech from the outside, but operating its equipment requires a present-day miller to become familiar with 6 pages of technical terms. When you enter the small mill building, you'll find an upstairs miller who oversees the grinding process and adjusts the grinding surfaces that determine how fine or coarse the meal will be. On the lower level, the downstairs miller bags the finished product.
Welcome to the Dexter Grist Mill. This is a nice little piece of history in the center of Sandwich, Massachusetts. And right now I'd like to tell you a little bit about the mill itself, the piece of equipment we have here, how it operates, why it operates, and okay, so the mill is the mill is regulated by the water flow that's outside. We'll open a dam in the morning to allow a flow of water to come through the sluice, and that sluice will fill up a wooden trough outside, and then as we want to actually run the mill, we'll open up that sluice and let the water flow onto the wheel. Now, the wheel we have is an undershot wheel, and the pressure of the water will turn the wheel at a pretty good clip, and we can regulate just how fast that wheel runs. And as it turns, it's a direct line with 2 gears down below the floor here. That'll turn the mill wheel and start the whole process going. It's really quite simple technology. All the gears we have downstairs are all made out of wood, and they process the grain quite well. The wooden gears downstairs, the main wheel has 41 teeth to it, and all the teeth are interchangeable. You can pull one out if one should break, and you can pull one out and replace it really quickly. There's not really that much downtime, which was great. When this mill was running in full production, they couldn't stand to have any downtime. It consists of just a few basic parts. We have this part here, which is called the horse. That basically holds the trough up here, and then that below the trough is a thing called the shoe. And what the shoe does, it regulates the flow of corn from the trough to the shoe and then down into the hole in the center of the millstone, and then the grinding begins.
We hope you've enjoyed this virtual tour of the Thomas Dexter Mill, and we look forward to seeing you in person soon.